today, Rinpoche explained clearly on how we should correctly give when we are engaging in the perfection of generosity, and actually how we should not give. Sumja Dunju. Dunju. 77.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joa chetabu tonga chikidele joa chetabu tonga sa jindwa.
Shiwa chetabu tonga.
Wo tene mdona mara.
NGK. Okay. So now. Yeah, that's not Rinpoche. Don't you do?
Marbe. Joa chetabu.
The A1 ni dancing.
Joa. Chetaton joa la ni. Joa chenda yu matonga ne.
Okay.
Matonga te joa chenda yu tonga ni roa. Joa chenda yu tonga te peche tene manduna disa de ba. Duju tuen roki chikidele joa chetabu tonga la ni sa jindwa.
Okay. To be doing Nile. Okay, so 128 in the English, everyone. The data in Ithaca.
Da ngada jima tandu le ne jima tandu ngada jo ten se marba. Jima tandu ngada ten che. Ane jima kasore. Joa de kasore jima tandu ane saze ke jima de tamba ina laba ne jel tegro ta joa. What is marba? Chuji jima ina kan chuji ya da ta. What is so joa. What in the J in the Majibi Jiva in a coin Majibi Jibal Job Lehacha, what is the Joa in Jerva? Joa Jetabeton, Niles, Joa Genda Maton, Joa Genda Maton, then my outer Drankagata water. Genda Maton, Joa Genda Maton, Jimba Tandu, and then Joa Genda Maton, the Kanakanda Yoarsana.
Ton.
Ouais, tambo.
Ton da meton.
Nyubu.
Okay.
Nyubu matewas. Alhanken de nyubu matibaje. Nyubu matewa. Jante tewa chire ndo. Nyubu matewa jante ba jalan trea yoba ina te nyubu matibaje. Tuso janten. Tene nyumu ba shine. Tete wada so te hanken de kangen na meten chen treba te jirwa nyamo ba shene tene tarwa da ni je chusan jiden ji chudan meten bi le je du june te wa dans son ba je kale june son tu juna
Gatsi Rinpoche.
o de garo ji wa ta kale lo jan de mara
The chu the sache la the Lamrim sache la the Lamrim Chenmo gare. The Cherangare lo the Lamrim sache Lamrim Chenmo. Then Jita Tonwa Shirwa la Nile. Okay, that's the Nile. Shirwa Jita
Tonwa Niles. Joa Chenda Motonans. Joa Kandejan Motonwa Kandakanda Jakurisana. And the Hankan Jun tell Jalan Jubu Majibaje. Jant de what Chires, Chire Dua. Numoba Shene, the net was Kulakangan and Train Dewa. Nibaje. And the choose on Jidej Triton Matumbi, Leka Shed Juna Tewa Sun. Kale Sun Juna.
Okay, I see. It's just a mistake. It just threw me off in the English whenever there's just a slight error. Then I think I'm in the wrong place. So I apologize. So we're on page 128. So we have these two categories of how not to give and then the how to give. So how not to give is specifically how you shouldn't give. And what are we talking about giving? There are giving material things, how not to give them. And then the second category is how to give. So you have how not to give and then how to give. So what we're speaking of is, for instance, if you're engaging in the generosity of the Dharma, for instance, you're teaching the Dharma, how to actually do that, how not to do that. So these are what this section is going to deal with, those points of how not to give and how to give. And then we begin with the first category of how not to give, and there will be 13 divisions in that section we find in the great treatise. So we see, cast aside these 13 ways of giving because they are to be eliminated. Okay, so I just want to, just give me one moment.
That's good,
Rinpoche. That's good. The Ganges in the NGK Dets Junior and a Sarpazugo. That's good. Going maybe the Nyomo La Che Ne Dene Darwa.
Nyomo Bashenes and the Hong Kong doing it and Jane and Jala table logo. Nyomo Bashene Tarwanas. Nyomo Bashene Kulhanga de la Kangatin. And then what in Tewa the Nyomo Bashene Tewas. Choose on Jide Sudama to be Lekashet June and Tewa Somba Marbe.
Okay, so number one, not giving right away, but only after you have delayed. Number two is something that giving under the influence of the afflictions. You know, Monpar J, the afflictions arise, so you're the giving with the kind of combination of the afflictions. So that's what I'm getting out of this. If I'm wrong, I apologize. And then number three, giving after you have involved yourself in the affairs that accord neither with the teachings nor with the ways of the world. Dene chusan ji tengi sudan mitun de dondagare.
Chudan Matuba, Jidan the Matubi Lehat Shejuna.
Lesso.
And the Tewa, Jala Jimbatan, Sombat Marbe.
Ale, jutsin de te. Ale. Okay. So number three is giving after you've involved yourself in the affairs that accord neither with the teachings nor with the ways of the world. So if you're acting mutually exclusive with what the teachings say or the laws and so forth of the world are, giving in that manner is how not to category. Jipa.
That Chudama to be Jide Chudama to Basana, Dibi Lekanam Jeju and Jimbatan Jide. Chudam to be Leka Dibi Lekamam Jejuna and the Jimbatan. Chudam Chusam Chudam to be Jimbatan what the J. Jide the Matumi Chutat and Jide and Katang what in the Jide the Matubi, what in the Lega Jejuna, Jimbatan Sewajota. Chusam Jide Chutan, Matubi Leshe to Chune, Terwadans.
The last one.
What the Tang Handers on Teros, Handers on Teroshe, Tanjeba Le Trine, Neba on Yotewanas, and then Hamanga Chulu Mobatansa in Batesa in Bas, what in the Kishashena, and the local Numa to
New Ale, Gemma Nuate.
Numa to Mate.
Lesso.
What in the Terendua?
Okay. So number four is making a commitment beforehand that I will give this much, and later making a gift of reduced quality or amount. So saying, in the future, I'm going to give you this much, and then you give less. So that's number four.
Ngapa Tindangi Tawanas, and then Hamanga Chulu Mobate, but what in the Kishamatan Machine and Teba the Loyera. Tindangi. The terroir, Sena. Terroir, the NGK,
nga cheran chalate cheran nga chalate.
ngema ngachul chala momote bas robo momoje bas
Less.
wotne kichashine ane wotte wotla rendo
Okay.
dange terwadans.
Okay, so number 5, the feeling of 5, and Rinpoche is just saying in the Tibetan, is making it a point that you're doing this for the person. So they're for favor, maybe their favor, but just you're making it a point that, hey, I'm giving you all this. You know that, right? As the example. So this is giving in return for favors. Duchi.
Ta tuji de shembe chobala. Saint Yongone Tawanas Jimata in a Kotuji, the Majimata Shagan, Samataje, then what the Gubajin Kaligal
Lesser.
Tuji to Shimbe Chubala. Saint Yongone Tawa, Tommy Yonu, more of the matter. To what the G.
Lesser.
Jabu Jobana,
Dumba. Lesser.
Lomba Jabasha on Chayo, and the Jenja Botan, Chuma Truth, there was the Jenja Botan, Chuma to Truth, and the Jela Tewa.
Lesser. Selbudu.
What is it?
Lesser.
What the college?
Okay. So number 6, giving in installments when you could give all at one time. So if you have the ability to be generous all at once, instead of doing that, you hold on to it a little bit and you give it just in a little bit at a time instead of all at once. Number 7, as a rule, are giving away someone else's child or spouse that you have kidnapped. So that's clear. Rinpoche just basically explained that, but I think it's clear in the English that if a king kidnaps your wife or child, he can't give that away and call that give them away and call that generosity. That's not giving. That's how you don't give.
Pamada Tala Subi, Neji Lante, Jela de Watts, Pamada, and the Tavula Subi, to what they Sewajin the Lante, Nigella Tewa. What the Rendua?
The Gumago, the Cherampama,
Mare.
Yomare.
Pamada, Suzuki Yubuyoro, Yubula Subi, Jalate, Vijay to Golo, one agent's true. True, Talacomago and Rabu.
Drabu.
Lante, Jella Tewa.
Megendate.
What the
Okay. The Chipa. Taking through pressure the belongings of your parents, service, etc., and then giving them to others. And Rinpoche said, I said, so stealing. And Rinpoche said, similar to stealing, but not that word, because it's family, and culturally, I believe, he said it's the family. So just as a note, I said stealing, and Rinpoche just said it's similar to stealing. So just, I like the subtleties and nuances. So,
Tajela, Nubanju, Taji, Jimbaton dance. Jela, Nubanju. Lesser.
Number 9, making a gift by a method that will hurt someone else. So you, by giving to one person, you're hurting another. So this is forbidden.
Rani Yunles did this. Jela Shetu Chubatans, Susu Jimba Matamba Chitaga de. And the Jela Jimba Tanjun, what the Nilakajiba the Lawless. Rani Yunles did Jela Shetu Chubatans.
Lesser.
Jibatan, the swimmer of Jel Tanjun. Then Honala, Heavy shower dance, Honala the Marathon, and the Shalijan, shower dance, the jeans of Mara. Suji, Heavy. Tinwatan, Mazubu, Bagumba, Shene, Terwas, or the Zuka jeans of the G.
Okay, so number 10, while you remain idle, employing someone else to do the giving. So having someone do your giving for you. Number 11, giving while you criticize and have contempt for the one who asks for something. While you are indirectly critical in a way that implies contempt, or while you intimidate the recipient with harsh words. So I believe Rinpoche will break that up slightly. Then Juchi, the Mambo Yure.
다 산지지 집이 사자던 게 와시도 되와다 산지기 집어던 게 와시네 이제 받대와 이제 받다와 what is it
number 12 the ngama that's the donda the laronang the ngami the juchi the sanje juni ngami juchi the mambo yure the donda gare the gangame bachigjo
jenla nebanju derba
jenla
nebanju taji yomare de dama derba jabu no se
jabu yomare
pamala
yomare
yomare jenla nebanju taji jeba tonwa da rani nyole de de odin yire rani nyole de jenla shedu chuba dans ode isamare honla mebe sharwa dans ane shalejana ane soji mebe de la ngos mebe dans soji mebe ni ngoroda ane chue yabum ares ngos laba dans yabum are do dojin lo ajuro ode de
ale ni
nera dans de la shawa de la ngos shawa dans soji shawas ngos shame sheba dans soji shame sheba ngos shame sheba ngos 다치 좋은 것들 넣어서 무슨 말은 들에도 도진 시대 주로
시에도 알레
가사 들에도 도진 시대 주로 해비 샤와다 수짐 해봐스 무슨 말은 네 술을 말았다는데 그래서는 시에요
오케이
샤와다 수지 해비 소지 maybe 띵와다 나주비 바공바신 되와스
okay
what about it
selbochaso then a juni ngela gangis the sanje gangawa la tugdu
sanji jebadan gewa신 되와스
okay then okay so number 11 I'm just going to give giving while you criticize and have contempt for the one who asks for something while you are indirectly critical in a way that implies contempt or while you intimidate the recipient with harsh words. So criticizing the person who has asked for something that you are going to give that something to that person. So you indirectly are either critical of them so that it shows that you're not happy about having to give this thing to them that they're asking you for, or you're using almost it's harsh words, but you're being abusive almost with it. It's the recipient with it says, or you intimidate the recipient with harsh words. So it's almost like there's an abusiveness in this intimidation. Obviously within intimidation there is abuse, so just be aware that you're intimidating the person and saying you're very bad, here, take this. So that's number 11. Number 12 is that you're giving while you're acting in contradiction to what the Buddha said to do. In terms of precepts and so forth and commitments. So you're giving that contradicts that. So that is number 12. Then jusum tama?
Da longshu tela ten jangha dang yin sa de ma.
Yeah, jusum.
Longshu tela che da shong wa yin do mo dong wa as. Yuan de mo sa ne. Da longshu shong de ka du den shong wa de ma da ba ji mo sa ne. Loma bosa da mo sa ne
Lasso
tawa juro to ne bon sha yu yin be se de bon ja de yin be de dan do sha wo se de dan do chang kan no lo ma zhang song men do a
Lasso the tranka yo NGK Khensur tranka jaso
ale
so number 13, and the numbers aren't in the Tibetan, by the way. So that's why Rinpoche was saying, why are you counting? So anyway, not giving resources as you acquire them, but giving them after you accumulate them for a long time. So hoarding things and then deciding to give instead of giving them as you have them. Okay, Digsung, Selpo.
Then do sha wo.
Dun.
Then sanji ji Sambi Shimbane, Kanamatoa, the Jebadan, Lonshu Jetawa Jindo, Jimbane, Kanamatoa, Mebatundes, the Teresane, Tuji to Tuan La, Sunon Labar Mebadan, Sunon Tuji Tuan La, Sunon Labar Mebadan, Subizin La Yuji, Luan Tomashi Shadute, Gune, Nasenjine, Tadu, Malamba Kaji, Tishiro,
Ale.
Theatre Chansa Sombande, Kitchete, Tirin la, Sanala Subi Numu, Tomachi Batan, Sonala Subi, Tuji, Gisha Mabo, Pajutun Joadan, Pechi Kosu, Labanju, Tai, Jimba, Matiba Tonshiro, Matiba Tonshi, Tatan Jusen Sondua. Then Shanju Sembi, Jimba, Kanamatoa, the Jebadan, Lonshu Jetawa Jindos, Kanamatoa the Jeba, Jumebaji, Chudan, and the Saji Gadam, Matibat and Mabajres, Rova. Then Shansenji Jimba, Kanamatoa the Jebadans, Jumebares, Lonshu Jetawa Jindo, Jimba, Lonshu Jetawa Jimba, Kanamatoa Mabatundes, Lonshu Jetawa Jimba, Kanamatoa Mabres, Kanamatoa Mabatunde. The Darim, Jusen Garrison and the San, that Katu Madama Jala Mosan, Jibatan de Bayina, Juores, San, Tuji Tutuala, Sunon Haba Mabatans, Jala Mobusan and Tuji Tambayina, Sunon Haba Gayo Maresda, Sunon Haba Mabatans, and Subi Haba Maba Maze, Subi Rindelton Chenmo Yunguares, Jala Subi Rin, Yuji Huan Tomashi, Shadute, Gune Nasen Genesa. Jala Sun and Jemma Madonna Hotel Hankin Mamutan Matibachi Shiluja, Nesu Momushungures, Subi Rinla, Yuji Huan Tomashi, Shadutes, San and Jemma Madonna on the Hankin Lunagroda, Shadute. Gune Nasen Jede, and the Kusulo the Saint Majiba Yungures, Nasen Jene, Tadu Malamba, Kaji, Tadus, Malamba Kajila, Tishirosa, Malamba Kajila, Shugula, and Malamba Kajila. Hanke Mana and Jala Treba Tinisumano. Malamba Kajila, Tishiro. Sont un théâtre chansa. Théâtre chansa sont des chansa les le papa to me chansa les sont bandé.
It's all wrong.
Kechete. Tirin la sanala sobi nyumu to ma cheba dans. Jala momusa ne jeba tambayina. Nsa be rindele nyumu mo chegres. Nyumu to ma cheba dans. Sonala sobi soji Sonala sobi sejes. And Songi no Kale road. Katseje, Gisha Mabo, Pachut Joanas, what the Jala San, the one of Barut, Gisha Mamul Pachish, Pachut Joatan, Pechoa, goes to Labajo, Jala Mamosan, and Sanson Landgres, Kumashu and Dennis in Jiroda, Laban Tai Jiman. And Kusana, Shugu Jimbatan, Mayubaji, or Tenegan Chagres, Tai Jimbayam Rua, Tony Sheros. What about the Sandra?
Okay, so now we move on from the count, the 13. It says, indeed, bodhisattvas see that it is wrong to give resources that you have stored up. Amassing, it's now Lama Tsongkhapa is giving a commentary on the things that were just presented, whereas it is not wrong to give them away as you acquire them. So the point that's made about hoarding and then giving things as opposed to giving them away as you have them. This is because there is no additional merit in storing them up and then giving them at one time. And because you turn away many requests for your goods while you are storing them up, you come to feel tormented and may give them to someone who has not asked for them. So you don't know which person to give it to, so you give it to someone who hasn't even asked. So now you haven't given to those who've asked. These points stated in the Bodhisattva levels, so is that where I was? Okay, sorry. These points as stated in the Bodhisattva levels, this is Master Asanga's text, it's called Shansa, are very important, for you can see that during the period of storing up the goods you produce, many afflictions such as stinginess and the like, that the trouble of safeguarding them and so forth becomes a hindrance to many virtuous actions. So miserliness starts to grow as you hoard things. And that more often than not, you lose them at some point and are not able to give them away in the end anyway. So you're holding on to these things, and then something happens to them, and you've been hoarding them, and now you can't give them. That's that. And that Rinpoche said that concludes how not to give. Don't do
that. What the Tanama do it is a do, Janjibe. You watch it a bit on Ness, Tanamasaji doing do. You watch it a bit on Ness.
Sudun, Giant Sheba?
Janjibe,
doing that's going the Chanka Jadang. Okay, so now we're at the bottom of page 128. How to give. So now we've completed how not to give. So now we'll get into the proper way to give. And Jayan Sheba states that within this section there are 7 7 categories. So we'll get into that now. Tuchena.
Dembe Shi Jindawa Shila, Kuba dance, Rangalagi Tan, Tusudan, Jela Menebatan, Kajiji, Dungen Sene, Jimbos, Du non Tambutere, Tajimba Tandule, Jiji. Dansation, Gabajin, Jin dansation, Kamatan Chet, Jimbatan Wures, Jin dansation, Domba, Hajila, Sombuma dance, Ketchet Tramomashi Wures, Sombur Mawada, Sombumata, Dembe, Shi Jendra Shila, Kuba dance, Jibata Chenrezig tel Kubajen Tang Wures, Kubatans, Rangel Lagitans, Rangel Jibatan du Susu Lagit Tangumanwa. Once Tatanga Jibatan du Susu Lan Patamba in the Mount, but never drawn du Susu Lan said to Lasmano. Mijang Junior Yomogobaji. Rangel Lagitans, Tusutons, what the Tusu no Kaduba in the Tangurs, Tusun Janju Mares, Tusutan, and Jibatan de Jela Meneba Jibatan Wures, Jela Menebatan, Kajiji Dunge, Senes, Jibatan du Calero, or the Khalid Dunge dans les Zuba, Dunge dans les Zubi Kajiji Dunge, Sene, Jimbos. Kaji Dunga Sene Zimba Sendu, Dunga Talan Zubi Tune, Jimba Tan Dabua, Jimba was what the Tombre.
Less so. The Ngama, the Charan, the Loson, the Lapa, Jimba, the Lapa, Rang Lapa, the Lama Kashe, the Ja Now, first among the 7 categories is how to give. First of all, smile with a beaming countenance and give to... so Rinpoche gave a commentary as it went on. So instead of reading it twice, I'm just going to do the way that Rinpoche did in this case. First of all, smile with a beaming countenance. So this is referring to appearing to have this joy in what you're doing, and appearing to be very happy and joyful about what you're doing, and then give to any recipient, so whoever, anyone you're giving to, showing respect by speaking honestly. So speaking in an honorific, in a way that honors that person. So you would speak in an honorific way to the person. Give with your own hands at the appropriate time without hurting anyone else and bearing the suffering of any hardship. I said to Rinpoche he and Genla told the story of lamas who, when they give alms at the monastery, some of them have their attendants go around and give each monk a certain amount, and others will. There's a story of a lama who gave his personally to each person because of this, with your own hand. So I mentioned that to Rinpoche, so I'm mentioning it because I mentioned it to him. So that's number 1. Then the lung tambo yomare, the giant sheba ewa dun tambo the tsar, the lung
dun ro dun ji da dun non tambo de ro de bature ta ni ba da gan de bu se de ta jimba mo tambo yin da jimba del de bu.
Okay.
Jimba tambo de bu del kari yung re sa
less so
da gan de bu de re sa so ya bu do da gan de bu ne demba bi lo le sa kai na den ju yin na ko ma re kan ju yin do den ju den do demba bi lo le
chapter nge sampa kanjur satyaka parivarta sandrike
demba bi lo sa kan demba bi lo kan ju yin na den ju yin den no de demba bi lo le rendu je de do yin rendu je de yin te be ne rendu je ne ko ba kar sa ta ma ma ta na ka so re yin na se wa ta sa bo ma wa ta den yin chen do la ko ba ta rang ke la ke de yin ba tu su yin ba yin la ma ne ba yin ba ka je dans la jubi to ne jimba la so ba jimba to le rebe kar yung res na rebe de yung res sanji son yo res ta da gan rebe ne deba bi lo les de son dos rendu je de ta ma wo de jimba ta bu chu de jin dans se wa ta sans bu ma wa ta na rang la ki ta tu su jimba wo to su gan rebe kar yo res rebe de yung res tetabi rendu jete tsabi ne rebu karasana nyela subi rendu jeba jurosa watene ki jeba tama rebu tele na susule nyela suba jenda ki rendu jeba yungures jenda ki susulu robu jenga yungures tsabi ne nyela subi rangla rendu jeba juros na kashi lo de nya la su ro je ga mo yo ke kashi lo mo ma ke de do wa de jin ba de ta ma ta ke ba yin je ro ta ren ru je ban jo ro la da de zai ne su su la ban jin ba yin na la ban je bi de bu ka ri yo go de na la da de zai bi ne ren ru to ban jo ro la de zai ne renruwa toban juros ta susu lo de jimba tanga de tu yongre se insare renruwa toban juro susu de jimba tanga la so de yongre toban juro tusu tsebe ne tusu manjamba je kadul du jimba tanga ina tusu tsebe ne dona tusu toban juros ane tanda do wa de tusu jimbi reba de tuso le mhebi tuso tada mhe ungures roba joro she danza. Jen la mene ba zai yu jen ba tang du jen la ne ba me ba jen ba tang ba yin na ti de ba de kar yung wu na long shui ten ba to ba joro an su su ju ja la tu ga ten ba yung wu res.
That's so.
Nyang ga ma res ten ba to ba joro. Madwa zebe zewa ne madwa zebe ne madwa zebe damal desu zwa da kasa kali jason donge tan lan ji zeba madwa zebe zebe ne kur hin yang joro sa anu su su ko de su su le ne drobu ne bu cha ne ge des hin ne bu cha ne ge hin ne wan joro she songba taro sa.
The Ninyepa, the Trobo, the Ninyepa, the Donagare.
Hinjabasana Trobo Yabu, Trobo Yabu,
Yakshu?
Yashu, Tanu Yungrota. What Trobo Yashu Yungres?
Okay.
Hinyan Juros.
Then Rinpoche, the Doyen, the Conjurian, the Datayan, the Daso. Okay, so now number 2, we deal with the results, the effects of the actions of appropriately giving, the effects of appropriately giving. So we find a quote from the chapter of the Truth Speaker, which is a sutra, and I looked in the back of the book. It said it's a sutra, so that falls under the category of the Kangjur. And it says, by charity, out of a sense of service, you will receive service from others, such as your relatives. By using your own hands when giving, you will obtain people who serve you. By giving when appropriate, you will accomplish your aims on time. And also, by charity without hurting anyone else, you will obtain stable resources. By giving while bearing unpleasantness, you will have intimate companions. So, previously, we saw the bearing. It says the previous in number 1, without hurting anyone else and bearing the suffering of any hardship. So Rinpoche mentioned that if you look at the different categories of patience, we see that there's the one of the patience is the patience of enduring suffering. So here we see that one needs that, and we find it repeated here in the sutra. So. Now, by charity out of a sense of service, you will receive service from others, such as your relatives. So it's showing what the results of each of the actions are. So when you give out of a sense of duty, it says that you will receive service from others. So others will give out of a sense of duty to you. So it will be reciprocal. So the result of that is that others will aid you. It says, such as your relatives. By using your own hands when giving, you will obtain people who serve you. So attendants and so forth, people who help you. By giving when appropriate, you will accomplish your aims on time. So we see that the giving at an appropriate time. And then as a translator's note, there's a whole commentary on appropriate time. But which wasn't gone into. So if you give it an appropriate time, you will accomplish whatever you wish for when you want it to, when you aim to, on time. And then by charity without hurting anyone else, you will obtain stable resources. So you won't have instability in your own finances or wealth or enjoyments. So you won't find instability if you give. And by giving while bearing unpleasantness, so this is the patience. If we go to the section on patience, we'll see the categories, the patience of dealing with the hardships or suffering. By giving away while bearing unpleasantness, you will have intimate companions. So best friends, very close friends.
Dan zule abdama ko shenjiro.
Less so.
Zule la da de shenbe, ronshu ja chenbe nyeba sonsos. And susu la ba ne shenba tamba ina. On de njeba de ronshu ja chenbe yungres. Sonsos. Ronshu tembe chaba ina. Tembe ne ronshu jen la, jen je, Badu Majuji, Mela Subi, Meba Manjua, Zundeli Shedo, Shebata Rosa. Longshu Temba Second Secretary, Longshu de la, ne le Longshu la so, le, Genji Badu Majuji, May Tibala Suba, Chu Chiwa, May Tibala Suba, Subi, Meba Jogomares, Manjua de, Jogan Debal, Abadamakosha and Deban Nolus.
Tanda, California, me mambo jagdu. Nidong sondong kamba me jasar. Me jipju shieson. Okay, so now from Basu Bandhu's Treasury of Knowledge states that from giving charity with your own hands, you get a vast amount of resources. The Treasury of Knowledge auto-commentary, so his Basu Bandhu's own commentary on the Abhidharma Kosha, explains that a stable resources means that others do not interfere with them and that fire, etc., does not destroy them. Nothing, you'll always have stable resources, and the resources that you have won't be destroyed or carried away by a disaster such as a fire. That's just an example, and it says etc., meaning there are other things that could destroy your material goods and enjoyments or wealth. So those things won't interfere with your enjoyments. Decent. So number 2 is complete now. We're moving on to 3. It begins furthermore.
And then Susu Jimbatan, Jenle Jimbatan, Tushia Yoruta, Juana, and then the Lawores, Ranla, Yuji Yuna, Senajen, Lengayan, Jimbaton Magnon, Naji Chinto, Sone, Gushin Papier Shede, the Gito Nai, Kena Yuji, Jachembo Yude, Ngai Jimbi Pashin Zubi Shedo, Huambo Debe, Chil Honda Trena, Dute Madonwa. Yang Madonwar, Yana Ngai Nuele, Ronla Tadala Shinjis. Yana ngai tedu tide shuji ngai jimbalaya irangwa jeshi je gos then mete remdo tan chemdo kalel lane jeya so somba drota
decent ngela mare
jeya jeje ta jimba ta ma to kan tu churo jimba ta wores ko jimba ta ko tashi jando ko chen do ne nga shubu shida yin de nga jala ngalo jimbi phashin zu bi che de nga jimba ta sa ba yin o de ke cha mo she wores je jimbi troje bi joanas je jimba ta troje ge joa ke cha ne de wores joana ran la yu yu na sana jen len ga yang jimba to ma nyu na ji chin du song nes sana jen de jimba to ma nyu ga de chin du chin ne and ke cha ne de wores ran la yu yu na sana jen len ga yang jimba to ma nyu na ji chin du song nes ngo shin ba pe ba she de le le jen ne ku zu ke cha de wores degeto ngai yana yuji ja Chenmo yete ngal jala mambu yores ane nga jimbi pashin zubi shedo huambu debes ngal jala mambu yores jimbi pashin zubi shedo nga jimba tangba yins huambu debe chil huambu tena che luang da tena du ma dongwa yang. Ma dongwa. Yang na nga yi nuan le long la tada la xin jis wo geshe de xie guo de si da. Che luang da tena sa long gen da che song na du ma dongwa du kul wo de jala ngal da jala da mu du sonji nan shu san da da de che la jue ma res du ma dongwa. Yang na nga yi nuan le long la tada la xin jis ane jimba tong ma nyan ka tisi wate chul tan jimba tong ka chala may na nga yi nga ka san chala len na jimba tong jiga des wate na kicha shigwa des che longwa tang che na du ma tong yang ma tong was jimba long khen yung les mu na ane ko lang yung ko tu su de ma nyan ba chi che gu des yang na ta chu jimba tong a tanda may ba yin na nga yi chala yore tanda len jimba tong as
Seldu.
nga yi nuan le long la tada la xin jis nga yi nuan la na jimba lang khen tu jimba tong xin jis yang na nga yi te do ti de ane lang khen shung sung na ane chu le jimba tong a me na nga ka ta ti shuwa si nga tang wu si chala nga je ge res yang na nga yi te do ti de shu jis nga yi jimba la yi rang ji shi ji gu wu sa nga yi jimba la ji sui rang jis ka le jun ten te mo du ha.
Okay, so yene the injike shade of Selbudu Rinpoche.
Okay.
Furthermore, there is a way to help others to be generous. If you have some belongings, go to the homes of stingy people who have no experience of giving gifts even a few times. Joyfully, in a relaxed manner, direct them as follows. I really do own a vast amount of things. I want some people to ask me for things so that I can complete the perfection of generosity. So if you meet some people who ask you for something, rather than turning them away without giving them anything, take from my wealth and give it to them, or else lead them to me and then rejoice in my generosity. So this is where Rinpoche stopped. It's written really clearly in English. Rinpoche went over it. I'll go over it again, but it's much, I think, more clearly in the English. So, furthermore, there is a way to help others to be generous. So if you know those people who are very miserly or stingy, there's a way that you can help them. You can go to their house and say to them in a very calm, relaxed, nice way that isn't condescending, hey, I have a lot of things that I don't use. So if someone comes and asks you for something, instead of saying, go away, please just give them some of my things so that it will help me to engage in my own perfection of generosity, because my aim is to perfect generosity, and the only way I can do it is through things like this. So please help me to do that. And then also it says, if you can, rejoice in the fact that I gave, because there's great merit created in rejoicing in others' virtue. So if this person is miserly, you say these things to them, and then ask that if they would just rejoice in the fact that you have given. So this is creating stores for them to be able to reach a place where they begin to give a little. Okay, didn't the Jesu Yeranwa?
What did that I would treat the shoot is they no go by magic, no go by magic on the Jelma. Jobishaba Mabas was a guy, and what the Sanajin there does hell gobbling what is a hell gunner. Tejin to shit was, and then Jimatanga the Hajabanaji, Lobanaji, the Internaji Jagres, Tejin to shadow. Tadana Tadala, Sene Jama, say Sabantaba in this, or the Jimba Matanga to Sene Jama say, sabun tabares.
Shitty abudu.
Taba yinde rinji kumbale, rani jang, nanyongo teshin, machaba, chungla tenne, rindang, tala tenne, chenpo tobo sa. Oda jimba tang, jimbi nyala tenne jeba yina rinji, anna kwe jimba le kone. Jimba ne kumbale, anna rani jang, jimba tang ka rani jang, nanyongo teshin, machaba, nanyongo juya na jimba tang, tala machaba. Chungla tenne, jimba tang, chungla tenne jimba rindang, tala tenne, chenpo tobo sa. Jimba chenpo tang te yungres, tobo. Kale utaba jijun.
This does not destroy their wealth, and they do this with pleasure. In this way, they plant the seed for the removal of their stinginess. So by rejoicing in our giving, they're planting the seeds. So we're encouraging them in planting seeds. By gradually getting used to doing this, they will give a little of their own wealth, and they will reduce their attachment a little. Contingent upon this, they will reach a moderate absence of attachment, and contingent upon that, a great absence of attachment. Decent.
Rinji gombe, kwe jimba tang, chungwa jimba tangba yina, jimba tala gomne, gomba chenpo chine, rinji gomba le, rani je jang na, chungwa teshin, chungwa jimba tang na, chungwa teshin, nuyala machaba, chungwa la ten, jimba chungwa tang la ten, jimba rin tang tu re, jimba chenpo tang tu pa tu yung res, rin tang, tala ten, chenpo tu po osa. Te yin do, rangi kenlu tang, susu kenpo tang, lupen tang, loma tang, ane zhu gangcha jens, susu zhu gangcha jen yinpa tang ma tu ke, wadende gangcha jen, dong menu bang, de me yang, yu ji me ba na la, yu ji yin de, gangchu song la yin do, Jojin rani meje do sa. O datan ma tejin do. Jimba la renji gongson na tende yong re sa. Renji gongba le rani jang nan chung na tejin. Chung jimba chung jil me na jimba tang. Tel ma cha ba ji chung la tene jimba chung tang ba ina ne jimba rin tang to ba ji yong re. Jimba rin tang to ba ina jimba chenpo tang tuba yungres, tala tene chenpo tubo. Te yin do rangi kenpo tangs, rangi kenpo sana, rajung kenpo tang, nyedu kenpo sa yoro wata, galung kenpo tang, radu chungi kenpo. Wata se, ta lupen sa kentila wata, lejo lupen sa nata, wata ne mabuja yoro wata. Kenlu tang, sant tembe lupen sa nata, lejo lupen sa nata, wata ne lupen mabuja doa ne. Kenlu tang, ane loma tang, loma ta susu chue shibi loma tu yin jiro. Loma tang, drupu kangsha jen, shenpa tang ma tu ken tende tsula kangsha jen la goya jiro. Kangsha jen, tong menu ba yin nanda, te me yang, yuji me ba nang la, ane yuji tene, chuno shenpa tang si, del ken shenpa tang shuas, jen te, ane shenpa tang si yin me ju chubali shenpa tang goya ma, konchuli chubambe na shenpa re, chubali yin na shenpa re, dili yin na shenpa re, shenpa si yin me chubali shen kumu do, ne tenpa la me sanji rin, chuba la me, tenpa chane konchu son la chubambe, chuba tu shenpa re no shenpa. Konchu son la, shenpa shetun ju jin, rani me she do sa. Anu tang ma tu kyan tala wate chala tene, konchu son la chubambe was, wa tene che kwa res.
Okay, so this does not destroy their wealth, and they do this with, anyway, I know I read that, but we'll just go from there. And they do this with pleasure. In this way, they plant the seed for the removal of their stinginess. By gradually getting used to doing this, they will give a little of their own wealth, and they will reduce their attachment a little. Contingent upon this, they will reach a moderate absence of attachment, and a contingent upon that, a great absence of attachment. In a like fashion, give belongings. So before I go to that, it shows how through this process, their attachment decreases more and more, and they become more apt to engage in generosity as a result of that. So by encouraging this process of rejoicing and then encouraging this, they begin to give, and then that becomes a cause for them giving more. So we see these three stages of slight, medium, and then great. And so it shows that at the final, it says a great absence of attachment. So they first have a small absence of attachment that comes from the rejoicing, and then a medium, and then eventually a great. And then if that great lack of attachment is there, the miserliness isn't there. So therefore, the generosity can be developed. So then it says, in this like fashion, give belongings to your abbot, masters, students, and friends who have a lot of attachment and are capable of giving, and to those who are not like that but have no belongings, and then cause them to make offerings to the three jewels rather than doing it yourself. So here we have all of these different categories, and if we look at the word abbot, for instance, or kempo, there are lay abbots and there are fully ordained abbots. There's master, so that doesn't necessarily mean that they are a master, and a master doesn't necessarily have to be an abbot. So that's why there's differentiation there. It says abbot, master, and students, those who are in your class, if you will, and friends, friends who have attachment. And are capable, but could actually give. They have resources, but they're attached to them. And it says, who are not like that, but have no belongings, and then cause them to make offerings to the three jewels rather than doing it yourself. So engage in this encouragement so that they then make the offering to the three jewels instead of you doing it. And the Sonam Sa, the Kabar Kason Rinpoche, 77.
Oh, the Katuiba. Tejin to Ranki Kemba the Lubentan, Two Kansajan, Tom Menuban, the Mayan, Uji Mebanala, Uji Jindes,
Lesser,
and then Gonjus on La Chubasheto, Yujin,
the Lesser,
Rani Majeto Osa. Ne kurun jemba tangjene kol jala tre churun jemba tangs lane
lesser
o den je gore sung de o de ba de sung ba chan.
Okay, so rather than doing it yourself, that completes number 3. And then number 4, by doing this, that's where number 4 in Jayan Sheba's commentary will begin. And okay.
Da somba
Jipa.
Somba jiba marba. Jiba de zhu xie zun ne. Wo de jiba de zhu xie zun de re. De ne rang ge so na xin du ma bu. De ne rang ge so na xin du ma bu jie la sa. Jiba de ne dang ge na so na xin du ma bu yong de jie la. Yin ka ji la, yin ka ji ge nyomu tu wa dans. Jiba dang la de ne Nijen kaji ki nyomu ba chongzhuya. Desha kondru la suba tu chongzhuya, duwa tang. Kaji ki chunde ba zuba shebas, kaji ki chunde ba ndoba de, zuba sheba ku shechen zhuya mendo. Zuba sheba tang, senjen duba tang, penpa sheba yang gyoro sa. Sentient could Madiba no could do. Could do but to Jim Heba Sheba. Sheba and your horse. Taba the Jibare.
Okay, so number 4, by doing this you produce a great deal of personal merit. It pacifies the afflictions of some, fulfills the desire to practice the teaching in others, gathers beings around you, and causes them to mature. So that's number 4. Ngapa?
Ta ngaba teshin tu zo te ngaba tere. Ngaba
Yana?
ngaba teshin tu rang la yuji menas. Ngaba teshin tu rang la yuji meba ina. Lulung shi jiba tang yuji meba ina. Mena. Zutna leji, neji, nu druti terwa tang sa. Nu zuwa tang. Leji, neji, nu druti. Jala yunga lekha jaya yoro ta. Nu druti, jiba tang gures. Druti terwa tang. Yana, yubu tang sana jen na jang. Jin debi chuji tang jen la she dos. Yana, yubu tang sana jen na jang. Jin debi chuji tang. Yana, yubu sana jubu su marwa. Jubu je. Ane sana jen, tani jeba tang ma tuki sana yoken tu zirwa. Lu long shu le sana chan. Sana jen na jans. Jin debi chuji. 네 쿠지바당 되바용하게 되는 최시고스
Ropa.
최지당 연라 셰도스 최지당 신바당에 있는朋友们 용거를 농쇼체부 용거를 어떤 그朋友们 셰고스 안고 어때 되바용 용거스 데비 최지당 연라 셰도스 어디봐도 아바드레.
Okay, number 5. Similarly, if you have no belongings, you may build up wealth through a craft or a job and then give it away. Or Upudang sena chen nang jang jintu chugi danjin la. This
yana yobu dansı yobu jobu zoro sana jensda lölong şöyle sana yogende na jans jinde bir çuji anu kuzu jemba dangayın peyam mo longşe çebe yongore meyülten tugure ane taba tugure tanji jemba mo şeba yina anu ku wonde bad lege de son dinsere jinde bir çuji dan jenla shedos Jimbal pen mo bishé na ko jimba tan deba mekhen chi na jimba tan deba yoken re de gro de what is on the is that
Kabaka, or else you may tell.
yana yubu tan sana jen na jang jin de bi chu ji tan mo bi jin bi pen tan jimba ma ta bi nye me wo de mo bishé na ko jimba tan ga bi yong re se ta tan she do what ba de
Okay. So then, or else you may tell others a religious story in which even the poor or miserly wish to give. So, ngapatsar dene.
Ngaba da toba tere toba yana.
Oh, okay, that was number 5. Okay, 6.
Toba la se.
The yana longshu.
Yana.
Longa.
Longa na.
Don't get me bichi longa.
Jala teru jesu naga yongba yina. Longa dana la. Teba jen joba dan teba jen joba jen joba dan teba jen joba dan denbi chindu tongwa dan. Ane yana longa shongwa nas. 나 랑게 잘라 들으지 랑게 된 레소나 나 소소 마다나야 송아 송아나 네 대바진 심바당알 대바여케 대바진다 ane shubu riche, wad suk nal tang waris. Teba jen, joba tang denbi, chintu tungwa tangs, wad churu macang te nal sanda, ane kuya jimba tang waris. Tungwa tang, rangyang tere sune, jinu ji jimba tungwa yu zhu dos, wad deba do de zhuba tere.
Number 6. Alternately send those reduced to begging to the houses of rich persons who have faith, and go there yourself to assist in the giving of gifts to the extent that you are able. So here is more of encouragement. Go send people who are beggars to the places where the people who are very wealthy are, that you are trying to encourage. And then and it says persons who have wealth and have faith. I just want to make sure I got this right. Alternately send those reduced to begging to the houses of rich persons who have faith, and go there yourself to assist in the giving of gifts to the extent that you are able. Okay, so it's just encouragement and sending those who are begging to the houses of those persons. That's it. And then Dumba?
Da Dumba Yen yi zena la, dande, zari ne terwadans, Dumba tuwa tenemare. Yen ne jimba tanga jala mambu yoro. Mambu nan tambu yaga tu jimba tanga ures. Yen yi zena la, dandes, zari ne terwadan, jala yaga tu tambu jimba tanga ures. Zari ne terwadan, jimba shayu ze shamba nam. Jimba shayu ze shamba nam. Yonsu zuba jimba shayu dos. Wate jinja le longshe tu ka jimba tang gureze. Shayu do. Wate ba tu dunba tsandre ta dunba.
And then number 7, also as you sort through the material goods for charity, give the better first and give completely all the goods presented for charity. So you have all of your things you're going to give the best first. That's it. Number 7's completed. Jipa.
Jipa tong yu ngobola. Jipa tong yu ngobola ni tong atang. Mo tong yu ngobo. Do tenpa te jipa shibas. Do tenpa te jipa shiba. Ta tong. Ta tanda ma ni ngo. Jinja yu ngobo. Jinja yu ngobo ne jimbi sanlo joa. Otano ta ngobo ka tu le marba. Ngobo la ni. Ta jinja ta ngobo sana. Ano ngaso jimba ta saya thwa ta oto jimba ta tu ngobo la korwa. Jinja yu ngobo. Jinja yu ngobo la ni. Tongwa ta mo tong yu ngobo. Tongwa ta mo tong yu ngobo do tenbas. Dudu jine songa jeje. Tene jeba shebas. Dudu jine je songa jeba shegins. Oto ma yungu duwa jeba sheba wos. Tamo do tenba tere do tambo. Tamo ne ngobo kan tangwa te tre do ngandu yu ju tang. Tre yu tsuwa dewa che la poso penba. Dibon wa gawa lang gui ba tang. Tre do dewa manju yang poso penna ne. Ne shang sen je yen la tongwa sha la. Kan tongwa te tre do duwa je la poso ne ban jo wa tang. Tre de yang poso ne na yen la tang ma ja wo so wote do ten din sa do ten. Tang yo ngoban do ten ba te je ba shi ba ni no ne. Du jin so wa do wote ba ten sa de. Je ba tang ngobo. Je ba tang ngobo ta le long ju to zoro da. Je ba tang ngobo tong wa tang mo tong yo ngobo do ten ba do wote ba ten sa de. Do ten ba ten da tere do ta. Ngobo kan le long ju kan jimba tangwa te che tu ngandu yu ju tang, che tu ngandu yu ju tang, ngandu yu ju tang che yis. Nga song li jaya ju te deba magawa ju te marbe, magi yu ju tang, magawa ju tang che wa. Magi ngandu yu ju tang che yis, ana gawa ju, nyanan jaya tu sun yir wata, ngandu jodang trayu tsuwa dawa je la sa ngandu jodang trawa yina susul gabi yungro ta dawa je la puso pembas chedu dawa yungre puso susul pengro ta sendel pengro jewa shomal pengro ta pemba ana deba bon pemba de kanda je warasna deba magwa chud bon goras debon gwala ngoba nas deba bon na gwa chule ngoya gwala ngoba ta chedo doa manyoya pusu penanas anu kol jimba da de nego del kol ne doa yungu mena ya kol pul penga duna pus pena ne shansen jijen la tongwa shalas one pus jijen la penga duna ne jimba tang gures tongwa shala kan tawang te chedo duwa che la jimba tawang te nego kol machiba dunga che ya dunga che la pusu neba njuwa dans chedo neba yung pusu neba yung duna ane wate chedo yang pusu nena jenla tangwa moja wos tad nega jenba tangna wate dabi ina yang pul kul nyogun duna jenba tangwa juwe mares wate tang yung ngobu do tenpa to wate bati insare.
Okay, so things to give. So we have, this is category number 4, so we've completed number 3, obviously. The explanation of things to give has 2 parts. Brief explanation of the things which are and are not to be given. A detailed explanation of the thing which are and are not to be given. So we have just an abbreviated version or explanation, and then we have the expanded explanation. So it says, brief presentation of the things which are and are not to be given. In brief, bodhisattvas should give to others those things which immediately produce in the recipients pleasurable feelings that are free from the causes for a miserable birth and which ultimately will benefit them, either eliminating their sin or setting them in virtue. So we know what causes the lower realms of cyclic existence. The miserable realms are produced by the 10 non-virtuous activities. So we need to make sure that our generosity doesn't produce any of these non-virtues within the recipients, so that and certain pleasurable negative feelings that are pleasurable give rise to the lower realm rebirth if they are mixed with or have something to do with the 10 non-virtues. The opposite is engaging in the 10 virtuous activities. So that is what allows one to have a higher realm rebirth, free from the lower realms of cyclic existence. So we have to make sure that what we are giving, it says, bodhisattvas should give to others those things which immediately produce in the recipients pleasurable feelings that are free from the causes of a miserable birth. So pleasurable feelings mixed that then produce somehow any among the 10 non-virtues. So the 10 virtues are what produce happiness. So this is what one of the qualifying features is, that that the happiness that's produced, or the pleasurable feeling that's produced, doesn't give rise to actions of the will cause actions which are causes for the lower realms. It gives rise to actions which are causes for eliminating non-virtue and ultimately being of benefit to them. So the elimination of all the non-virtues, the 10. Engaging in the ethics, which is the abandonment of the 10 non-virtues. Less so.
Deba chini chonsung de chewa de nyawa ringe da chongo tunrul chegres 레주고는 수제벌 수제바 첨목이냐와 링게다 총무 컨트롤지야.
Lessa.
다 소주 봉비 그와라 친이 총송용으로 소주 봉비 그와라 친이 총송용으로 소주 봉비 그와 친구들 라르지 링게 하마이 총무 멀지 그래서 어떤 산당고서 말베데.
Lessa.
도수될 해도
So, how do these 10 non-virtues give rise to results? So they give rise to concordant results. Concordant to what? Concordant to the degree of the action. So there are 6 realms of cyclic existence. The lowest realm, listing from lowest to highest, we have the hell realm, the hungry ghost realm, the animal realm, the human realm, the demigod's realm, and the god's realm. And these various realms we can split into 2, the higher realms and the lower realms. So we say that the lower realms are produced in dependence upon non-virtuous activities. So it is the degree of non-virtue that gives rise to the result. So the greatest degree of non-virtue gives rise to rebirth in the hell realm. The medium degree of non-virtue gives rise to rebirth into the hungry ghost realm. And a small degree of non-virtue gives rise to rebirth into the animal realm. So the 6 realms are caused by the degrees of non-virtue which are concordant with those realms that are its result. This is, Rinpoche said we've arrived at the section that's talking about this, so we will explain how the miserable realms are produced and how the higher realms are produced. They should not give things which immediately produce pain and ultimately cause harm, or which are immediately pleasant but ultimately harmful. So when giving, there shouldn't be harm to the person ultimately. So it breaks it into categories. Something that immediately produces pain but ultimately causes harm isn't something that should be given. But then something that immediately causes happiness but then causes some harm to them because of non-virtue, then this has to be abandoned. So one has to analyze the giving and the recipient and the gift to see if it is appropriate based on these qualities. So we say that these things are the cause of the 6 realms of cyclic existence. We would be interested to see what a scientist would say is the cause. So we can find in the texts these points that are made. And yes, we can't see these realms. We can see the animal realm, we see our realm, but we don't see these other realms. So it leads us to question, but we do certainly find them presented in detail in the texts. Less so. Less so. So we have so many of these presented realms that we can have doubts about because we can't see them. So the hell realm is presented in such detail, but is there this? Where is this? It gives rise to these questions within us. And then we hear all of these stories about local deities and spirits. What are those? Where do they fall? So it gives rise to all of these questions and doubts because we can't realize this hell realm directly. We can't see it. We don't realize it through dependence upon a sign per se. We can't use correct signs and logic and prove it. It's something that is much more subtle and has to be arrived at through faith, faith of inference through faith. It's called.
Local treatise and treatise and
La.
And Yula. And what the Masulomba to what the Retan to the Hai.
Rinpoche, the Yedam Dang Hla Chipa. Gangyasena Yedam Ngatsu, the deity Yedam. Hla God. Deity Yedam. Okay. Then the deity Hla Chipa Yomar NGK. The God Hla, deity Yedam. Yedam. God. Hla God. The word Lesso. Lesso.
And then garden sugar, gentle ones.
Six. So, Rinpoche and I were just speaking of the English term deity and God, and I was asking him if what is the in connection in Tibetan, the word Hla is God, deity is Yidam, usually. So Rinpoche said all Yidams or deities are gods, but all gods aren't deities. So you see there are deities that are presented in, gods that are presented in the desire realm, gods presented in the form realm, gods presented in the formless realm. And we see, 1 second, we see there's a breakdown of the 6 different categories of the gods. Of the desire realm, the 4 great royal lineages, the heaven of the 33, the land without war, joyous land, controlling one's own emanations, controlling others' emanations. So we have many categories of gods, and those are just the desire realm gods. So we got into this conversation, I'm not sure how, but so Rinpoche is saying, what is a local deity? Then the Chikshena local god yar NGK. Local deity? Yidam. Deity Yidam. So saying that maybe, and then these local deities, now I'm wondering if that's a proper translation, because they aren't necessarily deities, these spirits, local. So that's interesting. I'll have to look further into this. We've always said local deities, but I don't know that that's the proper translation. Everyone says that. But if deity in Yidam, anyway, this is just a Tibetan language thing. But we're talking about it, so that's why I'm translating it. But Rinpoche was saying that Nagas, which are similar, which are spirit kings, spirits, are considered animals. So what would a local spirit or local god be? So there's a lot to think about. There's within this. So we say that in the forests there are nagas and gods and so forth. So what is this? We say, Rinpoche's, just as a translator's note, he's obviously speaking from his culture. We don't speak as much about these things, but we do ghosts, we have these things. It's just a little different than the way that they speak of them. So just as a note, just want to to anyone watching. So in Tibet, the first dharma, the first religion really was the Bon tradition, the Bon tradition. So they would go, the Bon tradition would go to the mountaintops and make offerings of incense offerings. I believe burnt offerings in the mountains for these deities, these gods. So that they would say they were doing this for the local gods to make offerings. So then when Buddhism arrived, they found what cultural traditions in the Bon traditions were concordant with Buddhism and kept those. They made their way into the Tibetan Buddhist tradition, and those things which weren't appropriate were discarded. Yandro? Sirna? Yandro Sirna? I'm sorry, it's local language, I think, or I just don't know the words, but I think it's the Yandro Surinang Temchik. Some prophecies that of doing certain things so that you're rich in your next life, and practices for wealth and so forth in your future. And so we find these things within the Bon tradition, these types of things within the Bon tradition. If I missed anything, I apologize. Oh, so then these burnt offerings and so forth that were made, I see, for wealth and so forth. Were they, Rinpoche is questioning, are these offerings, burnt offerings, being made to are they Nagas? Are they gods? Are they spirits? So Rinpoche is just putting the question out. So if you have any questions, please ask. And Bechatsar? Okay.
The 6 realms, can a human experience, I know there's the human realm, but during times of war or Holocaust or genocide, are those humans experiencing the hell realm? Is it the same or is it different?
I'll ask him, but definitely no.
Okay.
The Ngelwa Yida Denju Me, the Dowry Jew, you're right. Then the Me, the Sansan Sheda Kali Kapuldu, Ngelwa Dan Drapuldu. The Me de Ngelwa Drogudu, the Sansan Ma Jagadu, then Bon Jagadu, then the Sheda, the hurricane, the Me Jagadu, the Sheda Yapi Omare, the Ngelwa Dan Drar. The Konsu Ngelwa Chinsun Yomare.
다 망을래가 또 페이지 뭐저다 녀와에다 돈을 지야게 준지 말베다 다 망을 저번에 거 디바 먹어 첨본진 중 송여지로 쳐와되게 녀와로래
Yomai, trua de Yomai, nge Abbot Lama son. Kongi trua, Kongi Sampa, the nga, Chikshena Gemma, the Ma Jagadu, then the Sheda Kali Kapuldu. The Ngelwa Dan Drapudu, Ngelwa Chinsung. Kongi Sampa the Drawa Yure, Ngelwa Dan Me, the Tung Tugudu, Sansang. Less so. Dakpar.
Dendro.
Less so. The Kechembudu, the Kechem. Dendru, Ngels.
바제 동자니 쇼 상대 니와 남에 보여.
Less so.
늘 손으로다.
Less so.
늘 there's 체리보다 못해봐 먹어요스.
Less so.
너 동자니 쇼다 남에 보고. 자가도 제대 올면 바제 동자니 쇼 상대 니와 남에 보여요스.
Then the me sansan nyawa drogumarebe. Yine the say de Rinpoche. Jewa shima yomare. Kongit sampat say de. Sheda kali kapu ngang nyawa yin. Okay. Less so.
Kaze do ne maro da. Mang sanlo de sheda tombores. Ne me le tente ne tayu ten is chu double competent.
Less so.
Me sanlo de tombo sheda yores.
Less so.
타바도 타지 셴바 토야 그저주 주나 조토래 든도 토야 그저주 주나 조토래 사제 고모 토야 그저주 주나 조토도
Less so.
메이지 바티샤 좀스
Less so.
돈도 고슬로 드는 상로 무도스
Less so. Then the meyuna, then se kanga me. Then jewa shima nyawa.
마시 바드 마레스
Less so. Okay, so when one is in a realm, he or she is only in that realm. So if one is in the hell realm, they're only in the hell realm. Hungry ghost, only in the hungry ghost. Animal, only in the animal. Human, only in the animal. Human, only in the human, etc. Demigods, gods. So until the time of death, they are in the realm that they are. I gave him many examples. I tried to explain it, of wars and bombs and fires and, terrible things and famine that happen to people. Are they experiencing a hell? And Rinpoche said that that the realms never cross like that. They are experiencing the suffering of a human. And the human is very different than the other realms. The human has many abilities. Human's mind is very clever, but also has a slight suffering, so that we are able to engage in the Dharma practice. We are able to develop our mind because of the intelligence that it has into a mind that is omniscient, whereas the animal doesn't have that same ability. A dog or cat doesn't have that same ability. So our basis is the basis that we stay with until the time of death, and that basis is very different, even in its worst circumstance, than that of a hell realm, a hungry ghost, or an animal realm. Just as a translator's note, the suffering that you could experience in the human realm is not comparable, according to Buddhism, to the suffering you could experience in a hell, because the hell realm would be 1,000,000 times worse than the worst thing you could ever imagine in a human realm. So we don't necessarily have the ability to understand how bad that suffering, next level of suffering, is for the hell. We can hear it described, and it sounds similar to something we've heard in our own lives, our own world. But it's very different when you look at the full details, because that person, for instance, in famine, could still read Dharma and become enlightened in their next life, whereas someone who's a king may have 25 lifetimes more of hell. So there's opportunity always. And Rinpoche was stressing the opportunity. And according to the Abhidharma Kosha, hell is actually, and again, science debates this, but hell is actually measured. It's below Bodh Gaya, 20,000. The Donta Nishu. Batse. The Batse. The So one Batse takes 2 days to get. He's giving an example of the math. I'm trying to figure out how long this is. So a Batse is, it sounds like 20,000 Batses, and a Batse takes 2 days to get to in length. That's the length. So it's 20,000 down from Bodh Gaya of that length is where hell according to the hot hell is, according to the Abhidharma text. So it's definitely a separate place, a separate realm, a separate existence, and that goes for all of the realms. Translators note clairvoyants can experience sometimes, see things, but they are not in that realm. They're just seeing it. They're not actually in it until they've died and been reborn in it. Less so. So there's so much benefit to the writings of Buddhism, but there's some problems too, where we have this Mount Meru, for instance, we can't find, science can't find. So we see that there's some trouble. There's some things that are concrete, not debatable, but then there's some things that are troubling when we have science.
So in
the Abhidharma Kosha, it says that there is this Mount Meru, but scientists say they can't find this Mount Meru. So what then do we say? Less so, sun and moon. Chinsun, the Tao Chinsun. Kamajasun. Nima Yomare. Shera Tsapuldu. Oh, so Rinpoche was saying, so we know, what do we know? We know we've walked on the moon, so we've been there, but we haven't walked on the sun because it's fire. He's like, we haven't, right? He said we haven't, right? And because it's fire and hot. So that's the kind of fire we're talking about. Like the human couldn't go to the sun. I see. I think that's the connection. Hell realm is so hot, and the humans haven't gone to the sun, which I think is considered less hot. I'm not sure. I'd have to check that fact.
So the
nature of these things is so strange. The moon, the sun, the stars. What is the actual nature of these things? It's very strange. Less so. Less so. So there is much to think about. We see that there are 6 realms of cyclic existence. We divide it that way. And then we say there are 2 realms, 3 higher realms, 3 lower realms. Is the understanding of this manifest knowledge, or is this hidden knowledge? We would say that this is hidden knowledge. This kind of hidden knowledge about these realms, would this be considered a regular hidden knowledge or extremely hidden knowledge? So these are all things that we have to think about. I forgot one thing. So he repeated it. I think he speaks English perfectly. He just repeated everything that I forgot. So when we look at how these things are created, the higher and lower realms, we see that the degrees of virtue and non-virtue create them. The lower realms are created by the small, medium, and great degrees of non-virtue, and the higher realms are created by the small, medium, and great degrees of virtue. Decent. Less so. Less so. Less so. Less. Less so. Less so.
Then da shin to go to do was ever na tamu toni den gores.
Less so.
Toni den toni de abshe da suna then tele yiche ne jema she gores. Yiche down.
So we say that there are 3 causes for the lower realms, 3 causes for the higher realms. Would this categorically fall under hidden phenomena or extremely hidden phenomena? We can't realize it through just dependence upon a sign, like emptiness, so it would be extremely hidden phenomena. So how do we realize extremely hidden phenomena if we can't rely upon a sign? For instance, in the nature of reality, we can rely upon signs to realize. So emptiness we can. So how do we arrive at this? We arrive at it through what's called inference through belief. We find Aryadeva's 400 verses that slightly explains what this is. And it says, whoever doubts what the Buddha said about which is extremely hidden should rely on emptiness and gain conviction in him alone. So relying upon these things which are hidden and have to be relied upon, you have to rely upon signs to arrive at them. But by deducing that those things are so correct, you then have faith in the other things that were said. And then you infer that those are correct too. But based on incontrovertible belief in the things because you've proven them with logic. So it's not, well, this other stuff sounds good, so that's true. This inference through belief is categorized under inference, which is right under direct perception. So it's not just a faith that's just as a note that's loose. It's a very, very solid, extreme kind of inference, faith through inference. Faith, rather. So it's not controvertible. It's something that is, I know these are this, that's arrived at because you've become so clear on emptiness in these other things. It's decent.
That's someone not the Malaysian is so then Deba je de ngodo je dan de sheza suna je la je so baba is shin do ko je de je la je so ba yiche ne shin do.
So in the Pramanavartika Karika, the Dharmakirti's commentary on the Compendium of Valid Cognition, he states, you alone have presented the 4 noble truths. So basically you can trust that which else has been presented. You alone have turned and explained these 4, you are the only alone have turned these 4 noble truths. Or taught these 4 noble truths, so you can rely on other things that are hidden that have been said. I can rely, I think it says. Less so. Less so.
That don't need to be 통랑 고랑 물로랑 어디서 나대 말이야. 고den스나 되네 녀모 받을 시도 보면
Okay. So we see that the 4 noble truths are presented in summary, that the first noble truth, the truth of suffering, are the suffering of the aggregates, the aggregates, the suffering of aggregates. The origin of suffering refers to karma and the afflictions. Cessation of suffering refers to the abandonment of the afflictive and obstructions and the obstructions to omniscience in the Mahayana. And the path is referring to the wisdom realizing emptiness on the path of seeing, meditation, and no more learning. Decent. Sash. If we can end, or does anyone else have a question?
Yes, I'm on it.
Okay. So concluding mandala offering and dedication prayer. And thank you everyone again. The fundamental ground is scented with incense and strewn with flowers, adorned with Mount Meru, the 4 continents, the sun, and the moon. I imagine this as a Buddha land and offer it. May all sentient beings enjoy this pure realm. I dedicate whatever virtues I have collected for the benefit of the teachings and of all sentient beings, and in particular for the essential teachings of Venerable Losang to shine forever. I send forth this jeweled mandala to you, precious Guru. I dedicate all this virtue to emulate the knowledge of the hero Manjushri and likewise Samantabhadra as well. With whatever dedication is praised as supreme by all the conquerors who traverse the 3 times, I also dedicate all my roots of virtue for the sake of auspicious deeds. In that pure land surrounded by snowy mountains, you are the source of all benefit and happiness. All-powerful Avalokiteshvara Tenzin Gyatso, may you stay until samsara's end. I pray for the long life of the precious Khensur Wandak, upholder of scriptural and realizational doctrines, spiritual friend who trained extensively in the 5 great philosophical texts with exceptional wisdom and perseverance. Suji Rinpoche Gutsi Shapi Denrana. Shira Sowdu. The Triwa, the